Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Paranatural Podcast. My name is Ben.
And I'm handsome.
He's Jake. Yeah, he is also handsome. But we just want to come on tonight, do a little New Year's Eve bonus episode for you guys. Something for you to listen to as the night wears on. You're waiting for that ball to drop, or listen to tomorrow morning and when you're hungover and don't want to do much else. So, Jacob, what do you got for us tonight, bud?
Well, this episode is just because we love our fans.
Both of them.
Yep. And I prepared something that's one of my favorite subjects in the paranormal.
It's all right. We can take over the whole thing.
Yeah, we're going to make it huge. So we're going to do cursed dolls and creepy dolls, everything that has to do with dolls tonight.
Woohoo, can't wait. I think the only thing creepier than a kid ghost is like a possessed doll.
Right, especially when they turn their head and cough.
We're not checking them for hernias, bud.
Speak for yourself.
I guess you do you, pal.
All right, so the first one that I want to talk about is a doll named Joliet. This cursed doll, so-called, has remained in the protection of one family for over 4 generations. And
that's a long time.
Yeah, you're probably asking yourself why a family would hold on to a cursed or possessed doll for that long. Well, we're going to find out together. So it's currently owned by a lady that goes by Anna. We don't know if this is her real name, but if she wants to stay anonymous or whatever, but she goes by Anna. And the thing that I read on this doll said it has the ability to cry. I don't want to call it an ability. It's more of a freaky thing.
Yeah, last time I checked, dolls that are 4 generations old didn't cry. We have them now, but not that old.
Yeah. So it sounds like a baby that's pissed off or just woke up. And so the creepier thing about it is it can cry, but it doesn't cry in just one voice. It's got 4 voices with it. 4 different cries.
Well, that's 4 times the fun.
At the same time.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tons of fun.
Well,
Anna believes that there is 4 souls trapped in this doll, and she believes that she knows what 4 they are. She believes they're linked to her family tree, which is why she holds on to it. So we found out why.
Makes sense.
The history of the doll is it was a gift to Anna's great-grandmother from a friend, quote unquote, of the family who wasn't all that fond of Anna's great-grandma. Apparently the friend of the family had a dark and hidden personality. Anna believes the woman was very jealous and so twisted that a dark force was created from her and entered the doll. Her great-grandmother, eventually not knowing that the doll was cursed or anything, she gave birth to a little boy who tragically died 3 days later after it was born from an unexplained illness. This same tragedy unfolded 4 times to each generation. Each female member of the direct family would have 2 children, a boy and a girl. The male infant died after only 3 days. And I don't know if they're getting charged with anything with how it's happening or what, but
I mean, I would probably think not. It's not like it's every time this person has a kid, they die. It's generational.
Yeah.
But still, I'm not a fan of coincidence, and that is an awfully big coincidence.
Too much of a coincidence. Anna's great grandmother swore her dead body, or not her dead body, hope not at least, her dead baby's body.
If her dead body is swearing things, then we have bigger issues than a cursed doll.
Right. She believed her baby entered the doll because she heard it crying at night and decided she would never let go of the doll, firmly believing it was her dead son's soul and the doll. Each mother in the family has refused to give up the doll because they all believe it has a trace of their baby's soul in it. So
that's weird.
Yeah, that's where all four come from. And well, even one would creep me out enough to pitch the son of a bitch, but
yeah, but if you thought it was your child inhabiting the doll,
well, speaking of someone who doesn't have children, or speaking from someone
right
children, I'd pitch the son of a bitch. You get a doll that barks, it's got more survival chance than this crying doll.
Yeah, that is kind of creepy. All it does is cry. It doesn't talk, or
it moves.
It moves.
They said it'll move. It'll rock back and forth, and it cries.
That's definitely creepy enough. Like moving, crying, old ass doll. And then, to add on to that, assuming the story is true, we're just going to assume it's true for now. That the firstborn son of every generation dies after 3 days. That's that's a whole ass cursed family. That's not just a cursed doll. Some voodoo woman done cursed it at grandma. And
I know.
They should probably do something about that.
Well, you just gotta think it sucks to have a penis in that family.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully they're getting circumcised early. All right, so that was the first doll that we have to talk about.
All right, that's number one. What else you got?
The second is a possessed Elmo doll.
Look, Tickle Me Elmo was creepy to begin with.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I know. You would think he'd press charges.
You think?
Starting in 1996, Elmo dolls have been a bestseller. Everyone loves Elmo. The Bowman family bought an Elmo doll for their 2-year-old son that was programmed to recite the owner's name.
Was that a thing?
That was a thing.
Was that a thing? I don't remember that being a thing.
Yep. They had an Elmo doll that you could teach it a name and it would recite it.
Of course, by 96, I had far outgrown Elmo.
96, I was 3.
So you were right at the right age for Elmo.
Yeah, hopefully I didn't have an experience like this and I can't remember it. And so the kid's name was James, and James and the doll became inseparable. He loved it. But one day when the mother was listening to James play with the doll, she swore that it heard it say, "Kill James." She thought it was all in her head because she was very tired from taking care of James and all that. And a few days later, she heard it say, "Kill James" again. She thought she was losing her mind. But one day the family is sitting watching TV. The Elmo doll starts saying, "Kill James" over and over again. And it was out of nowhere, just randomly started.
Elmo knows where you live.
Why does he have a southern accent?
Because I did it. All right. Get over it. That's the best I had. I didn't have time to download sounders for this episode. You just sprung it on me.
Sound like a mixture of sounds like a mixture of the perv off of Family Guy and Elmo.
The muscly arm paper boy.
Got some popsicles in my basement.
Oh, you do that damn good.
So the family was terrified about this. They called Fisher Price, and Fisher Price was very concerned and very confused and could understand why the family was so upset. They told the family to change the batteries and reset the doll. However, that didn't work.
Oh,
It
of
only
course
seemed-
not.
It pissed the doll off even more. And all it would say, because it had a few cutesy phrases other than kill James, but all it would say now is kill James over and over. And nobody knows what happened to the doll after that. There wasn't anything. I'm sure the family got rid of it.
Hopefully they killed it with fire.
Purification by fire.
Like a big fire.
Now, this next one, the Dolls of Satan, it's called. We're going to go back.
Satan.
Not today.
Oh, maybe today, Satan. Or back in the 1800s, actually.
Oh, here we go.
And in the beautiful city of New Orleans, where all this fun stuff happens.
The Voodoo City.
That's right. And voodoo is in this story.
Voodoo.
So during the 1800s in New Orleans, there was a young woman who was arranged to be married to a wealthy Scotsman, but she had a secret affair with a boy in town. When her lover found out she was to be married, he sought help from Mary Laveau, a voodoo queen.
She was the most famous voodoo priestess ever to grace New Orleans.
Well, I'm glad you know her name.
I do. Marie Laveau.
My favorite band has a song called Mary Laveau.
Well, now you know where it came from.
That's right. I love learning.
And it's Marie, just for the record.
No, you pronounced it wrong,
Oh, no, it's Marie Laveau.
as far as you know.
I can prove
Prove it.
it. I will, right after we're done recording.
Okay. Marie Laveau.
That's better. She's French, bud.
Uh-huh.
Bonjour. Laissez bon temps rouler.
Voulez-vous coucher à mes voix?
It's avec moi. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir?
What'd you call me?
I took 4 years of French.
Why?
I thought it would pick up girls.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's why.
You know what you just said?
Yes. I said, come home with me tonight.
I'm going to.
Be a long drive.
Yeah. It'll be worth it.
Welcome to the Homosexual Podcast. Where it's not gay as long as you keep your socks on.
And maintain eye contact.
Anyway, Marie Laveau, Haunted Dolls, let's go.
Okay. So soon the girl got married and became pregnant. They thought she was cursed because what she gave birth to was not an ordinary baby. She gave birth to a grotesque, deformed monstrosity that everybody believed to be the spawn of Satan.
Ooh, this has shades of the Jersey Devil story in it.
Does it?
It does.
Well, I have to do that one.
Ah, for sure.
The people of New Orleans began to believe that the baby would wander the city at night and attack anyone in the streets. Now, I don't know how accurate this is, but if I saw just like a fresh baby walking around the streets,
That would raise some alarms, wouldn't it?
yeah. First steps was to curse everyone's life. Now, some believe that by carving a likeness of the creature into a gourd and leaving it on their porch, it would protect them from Satan's child. So everyone's carving up devil doll gourds
So is there any explanation what this thing supposedly looked like?
Grotesque.
Grotesque. That can cover a lot of ground, but okay.
Well, you can still find the devil gourds that are still made today. And I'm assuming they haven't changed too much because they never took a break.
Okay, that's a fair point.
Yeah, if you want to look up the picture of the devil gourds, we'll know what it looked like.
Right on, right on.
Courtesy of Marie Laveau, this story comes from.
The voodoo queen herself.
Yeah, I love her.
People still like put flowers on her grave and shit to this day.
Well, she was a big deal.
Yeah, she was a big deal.
I'm hoping I get at least one flower when I kick the old bucket.
Yeah, you're gonna go before I'll go before you do, so I can't promise anything.
Challenge accepted.
Not.
All right. Our next one is a doll named Peggy.
Peggy. That's kind of a horrible name for a haunted doll.
Right. Yeah, but this one is particularly interesting and creepy as shit. Just so you know.
You'd have to be with a name like Peggy.
Yeah.
No offense to any Peggies out there.
Love you, Peggy.
Every time I hear Peggy, all I can think of is Hank Hill's wife.
Once again with the southern accent.
Right.
So, Jane Harris is a leading paranormal investigator in England that deals almost exclusively with dolls that are haunted. One day, Jane receives a package and a letter in the mail. The package contained a blonde-haired doll. The letter said it was haunted and its name was Peggy. So, Peggy's getting creepier. So, why are you wiggling?
Because I have ADHD.
Okay. Congratulations. Jane began a case study of the doll and posted many pictures and disturbing videos of the doll online, which I'm pretty sure you can find. I found a picture of it.
My Google foo is massive. I'm sure I can find it if I need to.
All right, we'll see. Soon, Jane began to receive letters and emails from people who saw the content and claimed Peggy caused them to have nausea and intense migraines. One woman even had a heart attack after seeing a photo of Peggy.
Oh, that's creepy. I don't think I want to look up stuff about Peggy anymore.
Right. Right.
Like, Peggy's giving long distance heart attacks through a photo.
Damn bitch gave me indigestion.
Right, yeah.
So, mediums have reported that the spirit of someone who died in the Holocaust dwells within Peggy.
Okay. That's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, given the nature of that event, it kind of wouldn't surprise me that there's some leftover shit going on.
Yeah, why Peggy's so pissed off.
But I'm real curious how that got into Peggy and then how Peggy got to the UK. And that's a fascinating story. We'll have to look into it.
Yeah, yeah. Now, this one, I'm not going to say what it is yet because it's terrifying, and I'm going to post a picture of it.
All right, let's go.
This one is what horror movies are made out of. In fact, I think there might be a horror movie, but whatever. An unnamed family did what all families do when children get older. They put the cluttering toys in storage. Several of the dolls and toys were stored in the attic. Amongst them was an ordinary baby-faced doll. Now, we're going to skip ahead 11 years. The family needed to sort out some things in storage. But imagine the look of horror on someone's face when they pick up a doll to find this. The baby doll had aged and now had the face of a very old person. The skin was drawn back and almost looked mummified.
Yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you. No, that's no. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Dolls aren't supposed to age, but dolls aren't supposed to age.
Yeah. The picture, it creeped me out. It was definitely have to post it. It won't give you a heart attack.
Yeah, well, we'll drop that one in the Facebook group. That sounds safe. It's just a creepy picture. It does reportedly never given anyone a heart attack from looking at it. But yeah, it is a creepy picture, and I can't, like, if you just look at it, there's not like a before and after or anything. But you look at it and you wonder, so would anybody make a doll that looks like that? And I just kind of can't see it, like, unless they were a real freaking weirdo.
Yeah. But what made it most unnerving was the human qualities it had, particularly the eyes that appear to be staring right back at you. Now you're asking yourself, what could have caused this? Demonic forces? Or was it like Dorian Gray's portrait and got withered and old?
Yeah, I couldn't answer that question. That's another one that I want to kind of look into a little deeper, because that's just weird.
Yeah. The family was not keeping it and gave it away. The doll later sold for a considerable amount of money. There are pictures of the doll online, and creepy as shit.
Well, yeah, we will. We're going to have to look up some of those. We'll drop that one you got definitely in the Facebook group.
Yeah.
Just, so if you want to see it, get in the Facebook group. It is really worth a picture, or, picture worth looking at. It's really weird. It does. It looks like a little mummy. Like, did it say what that doll's made of by any chance? No mention of that.
No.
Because it just kind of makes me curious, like if it's a wooden doll or a porcelain doll or whatever. I mean, it's still, none of those things would go from baby doll to what you're going to see if you get in our Facebook group and look at this picture. But
No. The only thing that I think could come close to wrinkling like that over time, I mean, not this amount of time, but like they used to do Apple.
Right. But after 11 years, I mean, that would kind of rot away. Just if just left in an attic or something, I would think it just mold and rot away over time, over an 11-year period. But that's not an Apple doll.
No, if it's selling for a lot of money, then it's got to be something unique.
Definitely something to it.
Yeah. So I wanted to take a quick second. Have you ever heard of the Island of Dolls?
I have.
What do you think of that?
That is a creepy ass place. I don't really attribute much paranormal to it, like on its own. Perhaps with people having brought their dolls and left them there, the place has procured a certain paranormal energy to it. But it's creepy. And I would love to look into that too, to figure out what the fuck started that.
Yeah.
Like that's weird.
I've always wondered it, but imagine if they started taking their haunted dolls there, starts infecting all the other dolls. Whole
island of Chucky dolls just running around looking to knife somebody.
Yeah, don't give them a machete. Now, I got a quick side story because I like doing this.
No. Let's do it.
I'm picking stories that I can do this for. So, my mom owns a hotel up north in Michigan. Not going to say the name of it, but a lot of creepy history there and a lot of complaints on weird noises and all that. one of the most frightening things that has happened to me there is my mom got these two Mrs. Beasley dolls. If you haven't seen them, they're pretty creepy looking, but old fashioned. These particular dolls, one of them was in a box and one of them just sat on the shelf. Every once in a while, the doll in the box would be sitting up or sitting down or standing up, just randomly would change, and the doll box has never been opened. Sometimes it would fall off the shelf, like it put some force forward and fell off. I've come into the room to have it like halfway across the room. I don't know if it got a good roll when it fell, but creepy enough. And I kept asking my mom to get rid of them because they creep me the hell out. And she said she didn't see a problem with it until one time I went to visit her and the dolls were gone. When I asked her why, she said she could hear them tapping, or could hear the one in the box tapping on the inside of the box, and it kept falling down. And she said she didn't want to deal with it, so she gave them away.
Smart move, Mom. Smart move.
Yeah. My mom, she tries not to believe in any of the paranormal stuff, but there's been a lot of inexplainable things that have happened there. And this one, she just kind of put it as one of her try and forget stories. But I don't let her forget because I like to talk about spooky shit, as you can tell.
Yeah, I think most people, if they're not weirdos like us, do try to forget or brush off the strange things that happen. And they're like, well, so I don't like this doll anymore. We're going to get rid of it. And then it's no longer our problem and it's all good to go. So that's a pretty natural reaction from anybody who's involved in something like that.
Well, I remember my brother talking about a doll when I was younger, a haunted Stitch doll. I don't know why Disney's so creepy, but I remember reading the story. It would basically terrorize this family, and they were trying to sell it on eBay because it's haunted.
There's actually quite a few haunted dolls for sale on eBay.
I know. I was looking at them today.
I was gonna purchase one at one time, but my better half insisted that I did not do so.
Now I see why she's your better half.
Yeah, she's probably smarter than me.
Yeah. I mean, you're pretty smart. I'm not saying anything bad about you, but the spooky shit kind of shields your vision a bit.
Oh yeah, I tend to not be afraid, and maybe I should sometimes.
This doll terrorized the family, and it would apparently run around the house at night and move around on its own. It had reports of clogging the sink and turning the water on to flood the house. So it's just
dick.
Yeah, it's just a dickhead doll.
Just a little dickhead Stitch doll. We're gonna fuck your dolls. Our Hanneman's fuck you.
It's not what that means. Just so everyone knows, that wasn't the soundboard. That was coming from our special Ben here.
That was me. That was all me.
Proud of you.
I can't do Elmo worth a damn, but my Stitch is pretty good.
Yeah, here I was thinking F meant family.
Yeah, that's a dickhead doll running around clogging sinks and flooding houses and shit.
Yeah, just like
I'd rather have the 4 voice doll. At least I don't have to mop the floor for the voice doll.
I don't know. I'm still punting that one out the window. I want to see how many voices it can get on the way down.
Sounds like you dropped a chorus of children out a window.
What's funny is it actually described the four voices as a chorus.
Oh, that was accidental. That's even worse. It's not even just like one at a time. It just does it all at the same time.
All at the same time.
Can you imagine how damn loud that is? One baby crying is fucking loud. Four at a time would be just horrible.
Well, so I would like to call bullshit on part of the story because it said only females can hear it, which I guess if you're a heavy enough sleeper, that's true. But
yeah, that's a little weird, except once you delve into stories of the paranormal and various odd happenings like I have, you start to realize a trend. There have been multiple stories, and even like up to UFO sightings, where like 5 people in a crowd will see this UFO. 4 people in the same crowd didn't see shit. It happens over and over and over again, where people will either see it or not see it, or they will see or experience different things at the same time. So, as weird as that might seem, at least I wouldn't totally call bullshit on that. If the family is cursed and the females in the family are the ones that carry the curse, that might not be bullshit.
I guess you got a point there.
Assuming, of course, any of this is real at all.
Well, I'm assuming that's why I did the story.
Right. It was a compelling story for sure.
Yeah. I guess I can see where you're coming from. Like, certain people are selected for possession, quotes.
Yeah, mostly Catholics. I've seen the movies.
Yeah.
There's always Catholics.
Yeah. Or there's someone who never had anything to do with religion. It's one or the other.
Yeah, I suppose that's fair.
One of the scariest possession stories I ever heard actually had to do with witchcraft and Methodist people.
Methodist witchcraft?
Yeah, I heard about it at church camp.
Oh,
One of the
goodness.
stories they told us. Basically, they were on a mission trip. I was wrong with witchcraft, voodoo, or no, witchcraft. I'm right. I promise I'm right. Trying to think of the witch doctor. That's what it is. Witch doctor. So they were on a mission trip. In the bus, they started praying or something, and they were praying quietly or in their heads, and one of the people told them to stop praying. They thought this was weird, so they go back to praying, and in a completely different voice, they said stop praying, and apparently got violent and started trying to run around the bus and harm people. So in the middle of Africa, they saw a village, stopped there, asked if there was anyone who could help, and they just so happened to have a witch doctor that casted out the evil spirit and I think kept it in a jar or something.
Interesting.
Yeah. I was like 13 years old when I heard this story at church camp.
I have heard similar stories that I'd like to see if I can find them again before I tell, but they're very similar stories. So yeah, that's really, it's actually really interesting that you heard that at church camp, given that it wasn't like the pastor or anything on the trip that saved the person, but it was a local witch doctor.
Yeah.
That's actually very interesting detail of that story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
I mean,
I was ready to call Christian propaganda, but then it went the totally other way. So that's actually interesting.
well, people, as far as I know, Methodist preachers and pastors, they're not trained to deal with that kind of thing. I mean, we still believe in it, but
Yeah, that's a good point.
yeah, so had to find someone to help, I guess.
Like I said, if you watch the movies, it's always a Catholic priest that comes and unpossesses the possessed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I I always thought that was pretty interesting.
yeah, so when you put it like that, with hearing it at church camp and it not being the pastor or even a Christian individual that did the thing, that's it actually gives the story a little bit of realism. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But that's all I got for the dolls.
all right, that was our special New Year's Eve little episode. We just wanted to tell everybody, thanks for listening. Happy New Year. Wish you the best in the new year. And we'll see you next time. Say bye, Jake.
Love you guys. Bye.